Recently in the news, fraternities have been getting a bad name across the country. I want to introduce you to a young man from a fraternity that would like to change all that through actions, not just words. Tosin Oduwole is from Kean University, the Iota Phi Theta fraternity, and you might have read about them in the news and seen them on television recently, because this is the fraternity that went out and bought some land to build a home for the homeless. Talk about it. First of all, where did that idea come from?
Well, we had been trying to figure out ways that we could help our immediate community for several years, and we've always done food drives and coat drives and things of that nature, and we were just trying to figure out what would be a more lasting impression that we could have on our community. And so we were watching the news one day and we saw that Newark was having a Valentine's Day sale where they were selling out plots of land for $1,000. And you know, we all looked at each other and it's like a light bulb went off. It's like, hey, we can do this. This is within our realm. So we basically all put in between like $50 and $75 in our chapter.
Just the guys that you didn't go out and raise money for
no,
this.
No,
you all put your own money.
Exactly. That was our own.
You have skin in the game.
Exactly, correct. Yeah. And so we just went out there and we waited in the cold, and you know, there was like 600 people out there, and we waited for about 7 hours in single-digit weather until we were actually able to get in the City Hall, and we got one of the last lots there. So
you got a lot,
correct,
and you want to build a home on it.
Correct.
And are you going to do it?
Yes. So basically our plan is we're going to, as we've been doing, just raise funds through crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, and we'll use that money to actually construct the home, of which we'll let a homeless family who's just fallen on some hard times and allow them to live there rent-free, utility-free, until they can get back on their feet.
Now, when I say, are you going to do it, I don't just mean, are you going to go hire somebody, get the crowdfunding and hire somebody? Are you going to do it?
Yes,
I mean, is it going to be your labor? Or
exactly. So we have,
do you have an architect?
Yes, we have an architect, we have a contractor. So there are some things by law that a licensed contractor has to do. So the things that we can help out with, whether it's carrying bags of cement or moving dirt or whatever we're allowed to do, we're going to be there throughout every step of the way. And so we have police officers, we have judges that are also going to be helping us. We're making a community effort.
Do you have plans for the house yet?
Yes, we do have architectural plans, and we have site plans, basically everything that the City Planning Development Board needs to approve, everything that we need to do. So we have that in, that's been submitted to the mayor's office, and they've approved majority of it. You know, it kind of takes about a month for them to get through everything because there's a lot of other things coming in. And so once that's approved and we have our money, then we'll be able to get our permits.
How many bedrooms?
So it's going to be 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's a mother, 2 children, and the grandmother.
Oh, you already have the family picked out?
Yes, we partnered with a homeless shelter in East Orange named Sierra House. And so I spoke with their director, Keely Freeman, and just told her what we wanted to do and said, hey, can you go through and see who in your residence you feel would be the most deserving of this, someone who you think is a very hard worker but just needs that help. And so they came back to us with Giovanni Franklin, and she has a small family and her mother, and you know, she's the one that we decided we were going to, give the opportunity to and help.
So she must be overwhelmed.
She was bawling her eyes out for a long time when she found out. She couldn't believe it.
It is so wonderful you did this. Now, we see the headlines, the situation at Penn State, situation down in West Virginia, yes, with abuse, with violence, with sexual assaults, yeah, and fraternities are in the news constantly. There's been talk of disbanding fraternities. Yeah. It already has happened at a few universities because of the bad things that have happened. Is that part of the reason you want to do this, or is it just an offshoot that's kind of a nice offshoot? It's
not part of the reason at all. You know, our fraternity, Iota Phi Theta, we're rooted in community service since when we were founded in 1963. So these are things that we've been doing for years.
Does it bother you the way fraternities are being painted in these other stories?
It bothers me very much because a lot of times it's not their entire fraternities. There'll be 1 or 2 bad apples at one chapter in one school, and they do something that gets nationwide publicity, and now their entire fraternity nationwide is being labeled as doing this, and it may be the actions of just 1 or 2 people. You know, and the fraternity could have thousands of members that had no idea what those 2 people were doing.
But it's more than that. It's not only that fraternity and their brother fraternities or across the country. Yes. It's all fraternities.
Yes.
You all get painted with fraternity. I know
Correct.
what happens
Yeah.
there. I know what goes on there. And so part of that, do you believe, is unfair?
No, I don't believe it's unfair because you're always going to have bad apples in every industry. There's going to be bad police officers that give the police force a bad name. There's going to be, bad teachers that give, that may as there's just been headlines of teachers and students, and there's always going to be those bad apples that create the bad image. So we just have to know that, you know, it's our job to continue to show that there's another side of every coin.
Oh, that's nice.
You know?
All you can do is what you can do.
Yeah, all we can do is what we can do, you know, and hope that it's noticed.
Well, you're very impressive. Are you graduating?
Yes, I'll be graduating in 2 semesters. So after
what do you want to
that,
do? Maybe we can get you a job.
Yeah, that would be great.
What are you majoring in?
Business administration.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
Yeah, I'd like to go into either, you know, luxury concierge services, managing hotels, apartment buildings, or, you know, things of that nature. So that's really where my focus is.
Well, Tosin, thank you so much. It's a wonderful thing you do. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Tosin Oduwole from Kean University. You used to be the president
Yes, correct.
of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity. We'll be right back on Jersey Matters.